like set the scene. I had my the essential oils burner burning with lavender in the air. I dimmed the lights down. It had rained that morning, so I let like some fresh air in, and I put on this manifesting meditation, which I would highly recommend. I plan on doing those again on my live. So if you're interested in joining me on some of these like out of body astral experiences, I would really like for more people to be there. Let me get a little water here. Well, coffee. Thank you for becoming a fan, Miss Wesley. Yes, Sandy, I think you would really like it. Hi, Munchie Poo. Okay. So, I set the scene, and then I laid out my yoga mat, and I laid flat on it. So when you're going into like an astral state or like a meditative state, it's like important to be comfortable. So also, like if you're going to have like, hello, Munchie. If you're going to have an outer body experience, you want to make sure like your neck and your arms and everything are like in a safe spot, because I've gone into these states before where my hands are like above my head, and then like I wake up with my arms like falling asleep, and I feel like I didn't get back to like my body fast enough. I love for you to join my community starbase on BIGO. Okay. Hi, baby Puerto Rico. Anyways, so that morning I was really intentional about it. So I laid out my yoga mat, and then I got my journal out and I wrote down my manifestations before I went into this meditative state. I was really specific about my what I wanted to happen, and I wrote a bunch of them down. I could go grab it, but I think I have to stay in the video since I'm on a live house. So I wrote down my manifestations, and some people joined me. For your Instagram or TikTok, do you see your yogas? What do you mean, Munchie Poo? I'm not sure what you mean. I wrote down my manifestations, and a few people actually joined me. Some new people actually joined me as well. And then I turned on a manifesting meditation. I had the lights nice and dim, and I laid out on my yoga mat. I actually laid a blanket on top of myself because it was kind of chilly in here from the air. Anyways, I went into this state, and it almost feels like a dream state to me, like you're dreaming sort of. But then I had this crazy dream, but which is actually a glimpse into the future, I believe. Or maybe it's a warning from the universe. I'm not really sure, because I'm just now getting started in this astral projection. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to like ask. Thank you for becoming a fan, pretty eyes. So, sorry, I got distracted. So I had this crazy dream. Thank you, Miss Key. Thank you so much for all the pumpkins, and thank you for being here. I went into this crazy state where I was sort of dreaming, and like in my dream, I was going down like a gutter sort of, and it was like heavy flowing. And so I wasn't sure if it was because of a flood or something. And then I like all of a sudden I'm like trying to live stream during it, and I'm like losing things, right? Which I think is like, maybe it's part of me like struggling with BIGO and like trying to figure out how to live stream. Anyway, fast forward in the dream or this meditative state, I actually all of a sudden ended up at my ex-fiance's house, and we had this argument about the house. Well, we split up at the house months ago. We did a loan consumption. It's really crazy. But the crazier part is, once I came out of this, it like freaked me out so much that I like woke up from this. I like went back into my body or something, and I woke up from this meditative state, and I was like freaked out, which is the reason I think I came back and like from that outer body experience. And then 2 hours later, I had a text from him about balloon consumption. So I think it was like a glimpse into the future. Anyways, that was my manifesting dream. Also, during that manifesting meditation, when I wrote some things down, like my friend Chris was in the hospital because he was having some heart problems and in a coma. And one of the things I wrote down was for him to get better. And it's crazy that like he actually ended up getting on my live later. There were a lot of things coming true. Manifesting is a very powerful thing. And astral projection really is a thing, as crazy as it sounds. I know I sound a little crazy right now. But if you know about astral projection or some of these things, you might know what I'm talking about. Like I said, I'm not a professional, but I am learning how to do it. Last night with my friend who is better at astral projecting than me, we were on the phone chatting on like FaceTime. And I was like, we were like connecting with eye contact. And it's, what part of the USA are you located? Oh, Andres, I don't really share where I'm located. I'm in the South, but I'm from Montana. We have connected our third eyes. So like if you stare into someone's eyes, you can like connect to them. So we already had that. We already have that going. And he knows how to astral project. So like sometimes he'll like astral project here and like he can like feel the blankets and like smell things in the air. Anyways, pretty crazy. Do you guys have any questions so far? I know this is kind of complicated. Does anyone here have some experiences with astral projection? No, maybe. Well, I'm on this huge journey and I feel like it definitely fits in with this astrology live house because the universe is a really complex thing. But when you open your eyes and you start seeing, thank you, Sky, for becoming a fan. Oh my God, the third eye. I'm disappointed in you. That's part of the Illuminati. Well, I'm not really saying one part of something or another part of something. I know the third eye exists. And to me, the third eye is being more in touch with your chakras and with yourself and the universe. I get signs from the universe all the time. And so I don't know much about the Illuminati actually. So I'm not really sure. I can't really like touch on that. This is, I'm talking from a personal experience. Anyways, Sky, thank you for the mace. And if you guys don't mind voting for me, I'm pretty sure I need votes for this. Like I said, this is my first live house. So I'm not really exactly sure how this works, but I would appreciate the votes. Anyways. You guys are probably asking, what are some of the other experiences I've had with this? Let me think. Here's another thing. I'm so connected with my friend that like I can be feeling a certain way or do something to my body and he will actually be able to feel it as well. You are in third place. Oh my gosh, Miss Wesley, I don't understand. Wow, thank you guys so much. That's amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I don't know if there's 2,000 people actually watching or how this works, but I really appreciate your votes. And Dre, thank you for becoming a fan. I'm trying to think of some of the other really cool things I can teach you guys. Thank you, Scott, and thank you for being here, Scott. I'm talking about astral projection. Have you had any experiences with this? Scott definitely knows a lot about the universe, and I know I might sound crazy to some people, but I know that Scott understands me. So this actually gives me, I have. Okay. Have you ever, here's something that's happened to me. Like I've connected with people on a level where I can like sense their feelings. Like I could be sitting here, like I'm stressing out. And because we're so connected, they'll start feeling stressed out and they might not know why, but we're so connected that they feel that way. Have you ever had that experience, or has anyone here ever had that experience? Or I was so yes, you have. Can you give me an example? A lot. Yes. And it can be with multiple people. That's why I'm very careful about who I spend, like who I like really make a lot of eye contact with, because it's a very powerful thing. And like if you're so connected to someone, their life habits can like affect yours. In fact, one time, one of my friends, we were connected. I did not drink that night. Sometimes I'll know and end up realizing I knew the whole time when I dig deep into it. Happens with my husband. I think he's thoughts sometimes. Yes. Yes, Telly the model. Exactly. Exactly. Sometimes I'll know and I end up realizing I knew the whole time when I dig deep into it. Yes, Scott. It's like if something bad is, like one of my friends, like I knew something bad. I like knew, I could sense, like I get stressed out and I'm like, why do I have this terrible feeling? And something bad was happening to her. Or if like her and I are so connected that if something bad happens to me, she won't even know. I haven't even told her. And then she'll end up calling me and like popping out of it. In fact, she had, she was going through a really depressive state one night. And like, I ended up calling her and she was like, you literally saved my life. But that's how like connected we are. Happens with my husband. I think his thoughts sometimes. Yes. It's almost like you can guess the next thing that they're going to say, right? That's pretty powerful. Now to open, I don't know, a lot of people on here probably know a lot more than I do and how to, like get more in tune with this. But I know for me, it started with, like noticing things about the universe and just being more in tune with like nature. Like it's amazing when you like look at the trees and you look at the sky, like the signs that the universe gives you. Gotta head back, just have to show some love. Thank you, Scott, for being here. Hi, Money Cat. Telly the model, thank you for becoming a fan. I'm gonna add you, and Miss Wesley, I'm gonna add you as well. Thank you to everyone who's voted for me. I really appreciate that. Let me just follow you guys real quick. Let's see here. Okay. Where's your, yes, please tap, share, and follow. Yes, and please vote for me. Thank you, Miss Key. Yes, nature is so important to pay attention to. Yeah, have you had some of those experiences, Telly, where like I've literally gotten signs from the universe and like through the wind and through, I'm a tree hugger. Yes. Well, that's another way to ground yourself. Like if you're in a panicking mode, you can actually hug a tree outside or just take your socks off and ground yourself. So yeah, I'm a tree hugger too. One with the earth. It's amazing. Yes. It's so powerful. It's actually, I should probably walk outside right now and start like hugging a tree because I feel so panicked because I wasn't prepared for this. It's so important. Also meditation outside. Yes. I want to do that more actually because I've been doing a lot of meditation inside. But there's this one tree. Oh, peace and blessings to you, Richard. And thank you for the mace. there's this one tree in my town, and every time I go to that tree, I call it the tree of life. I always have this really amazing spiritual, thank you, Loco. I appreciate that. And Ford, thank you for becoming a fan. Every time I go to this tree, I always have this really huge spiritual universe, like eye-opening experience. How far can you push your stomach out? Oh, I'm not going to do that right now. In fact, last time I was there, I randomly went there, and I went there to go on live, and I ended up, going into it, I was like, I hope no one's there. I just want to have this space alone. Oh, wow, that happens to me. I was connected to the tree outside my balcony. Yes. I feel like when you start having this experience, you kind of like have a spot where you have these huge spiritual awakenings. If I gift you, will you push your stomach out one time? Well, Forg, I might end up pushing out my stomach, but I'm kind of getting distracted right now by those comments. Thank you for all the taps, Telly. Thank you to everyone who's tapping the screen. Thank you, Reese, for the gold bears. Golden dinos, I mean. And thank you to everyone who is voting for me. I really appreciate it. Reese, let me add you. Okay. Yeah, I felt like I knew it before another lifetime. Yes. It's like you've always had a connection to this tree. One time, this was when I was in a panic and I had a stalker who was attempting to kidnap me. I was freaking out because I was like, obviously, when you're about to get kidnapped, you're going to freak out, right? Ford, thank you for the maces. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I had to come to the realization, like, I couldn't just stay in my apartment. And so I thought to myself the night before, and I did a prayer to the universe. I was like, please help me, like, give me a sign, like I'm going to make it through this. I was like, I'm going to make it through this. And then the next day I had this feeling that I needed to go to this tree. And so I ended up at this tree, and it's a huge, beautiful tree. And there were these two people down there, and they were reading. I can't remember what they were reading, but it was very spiritual. And I remember there were two things that I asked the night before to get signs or answers to. And Amori, thank you for the hearts. Telly, thank you for tapping the screen. 9 inches, thank you for tapping the screen. And Javier, thank you for becoming a fan. There were two things that I wanted answers to. And one of them was knowing that I was going to make it out. And that day, I believe the universe talked to me through these two people. And they were like, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? And I told them, they're like, just trust your intuition. And I guess since I only have 4 minutes left, I should probably leave you guys with something. And with the universe, it's so complex. But if there's one thing that you can start with throughout all of this, it's trusting your intuition in general. Because I believe that the universe really speaks to you through like your feelings. And like if you have